Good afternoon. Time for CNFT to wrap up today's market calls and markets and take a look at what we think is going to happen tomorrow. This morning we started out in the E-mini. We were sellers at 85 plus or minus 1. We were buyers at 75, 77. Not perfect, but pretty damn close, especially because that information was in your hands at 6:45. So the first sell came here. You were short in the 86.50 area. Market came down, move, pause, move, hit the value area low. Could have taken that trade here off of V bottom. Could have taken it here off that second trade set up to the short side here. You were short at 84. Move, pause, move, move, pause, move, and we finally got down to our buy area, 75, 77. So had a good day of trading the E-mini. Trade pretty well worked out as anticipated. Had a very, very strong rally here into Obama's speech this morning. We talked about it being a perfect rumor fact sell setup. Right here off this retest of the high was peak net cumulative buying, and from there on out the market was sellers, got into this area right here, kind of went neutral. So had the idea, had the levels, everything worked out pretty much as anticipated. Looking at the F1 screen for tomorrow. Now, what we do is we utilize the F1 screen. This is the daily time frame, and this is our capped flow chart. It's where the big boys have to play. Lower high, lower low. The money is selling to the short side, so this screen tells us to be a seller. Looking at the F2 screen, where we fine-tune that call and look to see if the time frames are congruent, and if the time frames are congruent, then we have a much stronger trade than we have when they're not. And you can see that it looks kind of like a D pattern, kind of more of a back and forth. If I come in and I do a split on this move out of the middle in H or J period, then it looks more like a, actually the correct split would be H. Looks like more like a B. So we've got maybe conflicting information here. So we're currently at 78. If we assume a close right here at 78, the last rotate up was 83. So selling this 83, 85 area would be sell 1. And then we had this spill up here and from the 91 area, 89, 91 would be sell 2. On the buy side, because it's a B pattern, we'll open up a little bit. There's a lot of structural support down here in the 68 to 72 area, and you can just see it right here in the long-term distribution. There's absolutely no volume. The low volume number is 69 1/4, so buying 70, 72 will be buy 1, and buy 2 will be 65, 67. Do have some news tomorrow. Housing starts called up 435K. So the markets will go around the globe, see what happens in Europe, see what happens in Asia, and we'll pick it up from there. But we had a good day of trading the E-mini, and it's the way we like it. Okay, the pattern for auctions mostly this year has been 3-up auctions, higher prices for each auction. Hasn't been true on all of them, but for the most part, that's the way this market worked. And when we look at the F1 screen for the 10-year note, higher low, higher high, so this screen says we're buyers. We go look at the F2 screen, and again, you really have to know where to split these distributions. And if you look at this distribution, because of this tail, it leans B, but we have a new distribution came right out of the middle of a high volume area, and this is definitely a P. And we know that tomorrow brings the 5-year auction. Now the 5-year auction typically is the weakest of this series of auctions. So they can't move the market straight up without and move all the paper they need to move. So they need to get the market back down to where the buyers are in the when issued market. So right here we're going to sell failure to take out 18 to 22. Have a chart high at 22.5. And then we're going to sell, let's see, we had 26. We're going to sell 26 to 30 would be our sell to. On the buy side, we've got a couple of choices. Number one, if the E-mini sells pretty heavily this afternoon, we'll be lucky to buy in that 16 area. This rally started out at 12. So we're going to try to buy 9s to 13s. I'm going to put a question mark at 17. A lot of it depends on what happens in the E-mini this afternoon. And then we'll make it 1 to 5. I think if they could bring it back down and lean against 12 again, I think they'd find pretty good support there, and that would be a pretty good place to buy it. Looking at the 30-year, the knob spread strengthened a little bit today. Interestingly enough, on the last auction, the 3, 10, and 30-year, that's the first time our knob spread buying hasn't worked in a long time. And you can see that we've got a D pattern here. The move started up in H period, but I split it on the auction time, and you can see that the move came out higher in the 30-year, and that's because of the knob spread strengthening. So we're going to sell failure to take out 16 to 20, and then 23, 27. On the buy side, we're at 14 last. I'd like to buy 5s to 9s. I don't know if we can get down there. A lot of it depends on the E-mini. And then 29 to 1, where we wanted to get in today. And we were able to. We got good setups down there. We got a retest failure literally to the tick. Okay, gold's kind of interesting. Let's go take a look at the bigger picture stuff. This is really where you have to go to figure things out. And longer term, the direction is down. We got pulled up to a high volume number right here in this little distribution, and then stopped the buying. And we finished weak. So on the longer term, it's pretty clear to see that the market is selling. If we go to the shorter term to refine this, what do we see on our F2 screen? And we'll do a Y split, and we see the letter B. Now we know there's really good support down in that 10 to a 15 area, and right now we've rejected prices above 30, and we're currently at 23. So based on the fact that this is a B, where might we try to sell them? So we got 25 to 28. It is very, very aggressive. One headline out of the Middle East or the Ukraine and Russia could change things in a hurry, but come London time, if that news will have probably hit by the time London opens, because all of those countries are east of London. So when London opens, that becomes a less risky trade. Okay, 20 to 18, letting them get stops below today's low. This is a very, very aggressive buy. It's where the structure has us, but I like the 13, this volume area right here in this London low right here. So buying this 14 to 16 areas where I would like to engage the market right here. I think that's a better trade. On to crude oil. So Tom told us today that Yemen has fallen. It's now the government is Shia controlled. And along the eastern edge of the Persian Gulf and on that, the Shia percentage of the population, I mean, even in Saudi Arabia, there's a great deal of Shia Muslims on that side. So they unite to fight the West, but the second the fighting in the West is over, they go back and get after each other, and it's and I mean, it's just a tough situation. So crude oil, my guess is we probably stay in the trading range until we figure out what goes on in Syria. So I mean, I like our 75 to 91 buy once again, playing on this rejection below, and I do like our sell up here in the 92 area. So we've got a P. We'll give it a little room overnight, maybe 92, 92 and a quarter. And then 50 to 75 for sell 2. And then 25 to 50 for buy 2. Again, just like on gold, I really don't like going home short on our close because too much can happen between now and when our day session market opens up again. But if things haven't really changed when London opens, it's okay to get short in London and see where that'll take you. It's just too risky unless you can deliver in to carry that position, in my opinion. And looking at the euro, love the short side in the euro for, I mean, I talked myself blue in the face why I like the short side of the euro. But the basic reason is that their central bank wants, and every European finance minister wants the euro lower, so they got a chance to export outside of the European Union. And that's even more important now with the sanctions that the EU has imposed on Russia. They are being hurt by that. And that was an indirect cause of the French farmers burning down a tax office in France. So we have a double distribution lower. We've got 2 B patterns in the euro. So you can see right here, 65 to 75 right underneath these things. Very, very aggressive trade. So we'll make 70 to 80. Sell 1. And then our 90 to the buck, sell 2. On the buy side, support is at 50, so 40 to 50. And then our 20 to 30. No major news coming out of the U.S. tomorrow to drive the markets or the trading. We'll probably take our clue from something that happens overseas for the news to get started tomorrow. And that's okay. We'll be able to pick it up in the AM. We had another great day of trading today. Hopefully you participated in it. I will see you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 a.m. Central Time. We've got another beautiful fall day here. Let's say we're going to make it to 80. And we're 77 right now. I hope the weather treats you the same way, and we'll see you bright and early in the morning. I'm out of here.